Okay, let me pull Twitch up. Oh, it's looking good now. The quality is still pretty good, but it's not skipping out. Yeah, I'd say it's still pretty crisp. You do get a little bit more pixelation on the stream, but like your webcam view still looks good.
Well, I may have to tinker with those settings then. Alright, so
over to your right, open up the squadron panel.
Oh,
Squadrons.
So go to squadron management, settings, and then leave. All right. So now the question becomes, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Still having a little bit of skipping, it looks like, but it definitely was better than before. Okay, so now I guess we have to decide who's gonna fork out the money for the squadron. How much money do you have?
Got about $20 on me. No, 558 mil.
Oh, so I have a little bit more. So I will foot the bill, and then we can. I'll make you like a commander or whatever, so you can be in charge of it as well. Okay, so squadron name. What do you want our squadron to be called?
I don't know.
It's a very difficult decision.
It can be.
We can decide on our superpower and power and allied faction later. We can't change them once set, but we can, you know, leave them as none for now. But we do have to pick a name. And we never created a team on Extra Life either.
No, and from what I could tell, it seemed like you could either be team or individual.
Yeah, the only difference it makes is you can have like your team show up on your profile and what the team goal is, and that's really the only difference it makes. And if you're in a team, your team is entered in the team's leaderboard for like amount raised. That's the only differences really. So squadron name. We could go with the Discord option and call it the hub, but
26% drop frames. What is going on with this thing? Surely, them streaming is not.
What's your CPU load looks like? Open up your task manager.
7%.
So it's not the CPU preset. Let me see here.
Well, I guess I just have to get another streaming machine. Although, at this point, I'm not convinced that would have the slightest effect. It appears to be... You know, I wonder if I've got something throttling on my network.
It's possible.
I'll have to research that.
Yeah, I'm looking here. So you don't have high CPU usage. I've heard that X264 encoding actually looks better than NVENC. So NVENC puts more stress on the hardware, the GPU.
Yeah, it moves stuff to the GPU and away from the CPU, and the H264 uses the CPU.
Yeah.
But again, from what I can tell, the dropped frames is a network thing. It's not a encoding thing.
To fix lagged frames, try lowering the quality of the game. lock your settings in your game, blah, 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 to fix skipped frames. And then, so the dropped frames is network, is what I'm saying.
This says skipped frames.
It's skipped frames? So it says for skipped frames, it's an encoding issue between either your, like, whatever encoding setting you have.
Really?
So dropped frames are network issues. Skipped frames are hardware issues, from what it says. So yeah, it says lagged frames are caused by compositor overload common with high GPU usage. Skipped frames occur when the encoder is overloaded, often with high CPU usage. Dropped frames occur when network issues exist. So it's saying specifically that it's skipped frames?
Skipped frames. 26% over the last 2 minutes, blah, 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 over the last 2 minutes.
Try switching to X264, because